Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit that notification bell, get the updates. Really excited for today's video. It's courtesy of my man Chez. Thank you so much, Chez, for sending it. I really appreciate it. So he sent me two beers from this brewery, the Farmhouse Brewery in, almost said Endicott, New York, Owego, New York. The reason I almost said Endicott is, so my parents are divorced. My dad and stepmom live in Owego, and my mom lives in Endicott. So I did spend dividing my time between the two places. So besides having gone to Farmhouse many times and enjoyed their beers many times, many times. I still have roots in Owego, where this is from. This is Don't Miss a Beet. It's a Beet Saison, which we've all had 1,000 times. Basically, Beet Saisons at this point are like, New England IPAs with Citra Mosaic. Like, everyone's doing them. Everyone's had, 1,000 of them. And it's obviously a unique beer. I have had it. I talked to Matt from Beer Reviews. It definitely, I'm almost positive actually that we had it when we did his podcast, which I'll link in the description box below, where we talked to Marty, the owner. I think that was on the flight there, but I definitely have had this beer, but it's been at least 2 years, so I'm really excited. I just cut up some beets and ate a bite of one raw to kind of get that beet taste, because I'm going to make a goat cheese and beet flatbread after this and kind of pair them. So I'm doing a review before I put that on the grill. So yeah, really excited. Cool label. It doesn't have the ABV, but at least not on here, but it said, was it 6.2 on their website. A Beet Saison incorporating locally grown beets. Yeah. Let's get into it. I'm using my Hennepin glass, it's Saison, right? So it makes sense. Farmhouse ale, Saison. So when, I say, hey guys, it's a Beet Saison, I mean, it's going to be a dirty glass because it's my channel. But is this what you guys were thinking? Yeah. It's like the darkest pink it could possibly be, and then, or like the lightest red. It's in that where pink and red meet color. It looks like Valentine's Day, actually. Very romantic beer. Probably had a full finger when I poured it. The head, interestingly, that like red pink thing mixing with the whiteness of the head almost has like a purple color. Pretty cool, actually. Good carbonation, very effervescent looking. I was joking before, obviously, but I mean, if you tell me there's beets in a beer, I'm thinking this color, maybe a hair darker, but this is pretty close. Nothing really else to say about the head other than the beer, other than the head's going away relatively quickly. Yeah, you can see aroma. So, okay, yes. You tell me beets are in the beer, right? I get it. You're thinking to yourself, no hype, you already said that a couple times. Yeah. And the color, right? Yeah. But when you think of the aroma, how much of that earthiness do you think is going to dominate? This, at least at first sniff, is very reminiscent of just your standard Farmhouse Saison kind of a smell. There is this added level of complexity because of the earthiness from the beets, but it's not, unlike the color, it's not dominating the aroma, right? Dominates the color, is not dominating the aroma. You're getting a little bit of like that banana and bubblegum thing, which is cool. You do get a little bit of that Farmhouse funk, but not much. Doesn't smell like a wild ale. Now here's more of that earthy beet thing coming through. Which, if you've never had, I'll assume most people watching this have not had beets in a Saison before. But if you've had Saisons, there is an earthy element. And if you've had beets before, same thing. So you can see how that would play well, and it does. It plays super well. More and more of that beet is coming through. Let's get into the taste. Cheers. Get into the taste. Cheers. Actually, wow, okay. It's a lot like the aroma. Remember, I originally did remember from 2 minutes ago, did the aroma, and I'm like, oh yeah, like you get hit with that Farmhouse Saison smell, right? When you take a first sip, It's straight what you think that Farmhouse Saison thing should be. But just like the aroma, the beet comes later. And then you get that beet earthiness. It's not overly intense. For anyone who's like, really? Like, really? They do this? It's not too intense. It helps if you like the taste of beets, but I don't think it's too much for someone who's like neutral. If you hate beets, probably avoid this. If you are indifferent, I think you'll be fine. If you like beets, you'll definitely be fine. Yeah, it's just going to, I mean, the head's going down, but there's still good carbonation for sure. It has that effervescent Saison Belgian style quality for sure. Perhaps the most interesting thing, which is saying a lot when you're drinking a beer that has beets in it, and I've gone this long saying the word beets and being a huge Office fan, not mentioning Dwight Schrute right now. That's pretty impressive. Anyway, after you get that beet, there's some sweetness. It's almost, is it strawberries? Maybe it's just a color making thing, strawberry. But there's this sweet fruitiness afterwards, which is very cool. Yeah, the beet stays, and then this fruity thing. I'm gonna say strawberry, and I don't think it's just a color making me think that, but perhaps. But it's definitely a sweet fruity thing. The finish is nice. You're not getting. You're getting a lot of like cracker malt grain kind of a thing. There's a little bit of that residual. Farmhouse funk, and again, it's not a sour, super funky horse blanket beer. You do have a little bit of that lingering. It's refreshing, and it's not overly dry or overly sweet, but because sometimes you have a dry beer, and it's like a very refreshing drinking beer, you just keep wanting to drink it. It doesn't have that dryness that makes you like oh man, I need to drink something, but it does have that refreshing quality throughout where you do want to just keep going back to it. It's highly drinkable. A little bit of lemon in there too at the beginning before the beet. Well, I mean, it works with the beets. Well, that kicks in. Yeah, it's a cool beer. It's a good beer. I really appreciate this, Chez. Thanks so much, man. It's always good to review local beers, either whether where I live now or where I used to live, grew up. So I really, really appreciate you and your parents helping me out with this one. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Check me out on Instagram on tap. There's no hype beer reviews at both those places. So please like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, don't pour your glass out. Cheers.